Hi, and welcome to my channel. My name is Bryndís, and it's been a while, hasn't it? I put up, I don't know if all of you saw, but I did put up a kind of a notice in my community tab on YouTube that I would be taking a break. And I don't know exactly how this channel is going to be looking like going forth. But in this video, I want to talk about like some channel updates and what I've been reading, what I was reading in like summer, June, July, and August, and what I'm currently reading. And of course, Emma has to say hello. Kati, Kati, yeah, Kati, yeah, Kati, da. She's missed you guys as well. And I actually also have a tiny little book haul, so that's exciting. Let me just take care of that cat for a second first. Okay, she's been fed. So, channel update. I don't really know exactly, like I said, how this channel is going to look like going forth. I realized this summer that I had made a mistake because so when I started this channel, I had promised myself that this was just gonna be fun and a hobby and something that I would do to take the stress out of life. Because I read a lot and I wanted a place to talk about the books I'm reading. And that's what I was doing, obviously. And I'm really enjoying that. But you wanna say hi? Hi. But then this in like March, for whatever reason, I was like, I have to have a video every week. I have to have a video every week. So I was pre-filming. I was doing a lot of tag videos, and I just got completely lost in for some reason in the fact that I needed to be doing like the perfect YouTuber thing, and I'm like, I don't know. So I got completely burned out by that because I was obviously also, for you, those of you who know, writing and finishing and submitting my PhD dissertation at the same time. So I basically burned myself out and kind of lost the joy of booktube, which is very sad. So I needed to take a break. Oh, cat. Oh my God, cat. You're annoying. And jag kan inte ta. Yeah. And yeah, so it was a well-needed break for sure, and I've realized that I want to stay on BookTube because I love talking about books and I love the community that we have here. Made some very nice friends and everything like that. So I don't want to lose that for sure, but I also don't want to burn myself out again, and I don't want to lose the joy of doing BookTube because I'm not trying to have this become like a success or make money out of it or anything like that. It's just a little bit of fun. So what I think I'm gonna do going forward is I'm gonna try for at least one video a month where I talk about the books that I read in the month. Maybe I will be able to do more than one a month, just kind of a currently reading video, which I see, which, you know, a lot of people do those, like once a week or something like that. We'll see if I manage to do that. I do have a very busy time ahead, preparing for my PhD defense at the end of November, and just, you know, being a teacher at the university, the fall semester is crazy, and all of those, just, you know, just being alive basically. And so, but I'm gonna commit to at least one video a month where I kind of go over what I've been reading in the month, or not necessarily like a calendar month, but just what I've been reading recently and what I'm currently reading. So this is kind of what I'm gonna do today as well. So I hope you won't mind. that, and that you will still stick around and comment and watch and all of those things, because I really missed that for sure in the last these months that I've been away. And now I'm covered in cat hair and cat fur, Emma. Anyway, so yes, so I think now I'm just gonna show you. I've gotten a few books. So I am on a book buying ban, but I did break that ban in July for Jane Austen July, and I got some books, 3 books actually. I've been doing really well with not buying books, and earlier this summer I went through all of my books and got rid of 70 something books, and I think there are still books on my unread shelves that I think I'm never gonna read, so I'm probably gonna get rid of them as well. And so I'm being very good with kind of curating my book collection. But I did want to get some books for Jane Austen July, and so there's one book that I've been seeing with people who are taking part in Jane Austen July, and also just earlier, and that is this book, Jane Austen's Bookshelf. And a lot of people, or the people that I've seen that have read this book, have been very happy with it. And so I thought, you know what, I'm gonna get this book. And so it's by Rebecca Romney, Jane Austen's Bookshelf, The Women Writers Who Shaped a Legend. So basically these are the books on Jane Austen's bookshelves, obviously, the books that she read by the authors that really kind of shaped her as an author. So I haven't read it, but I'm very excited about it. I was going to read it in July, but I didn't. So it will just have to keep, but it's quite big, but it's got kind of large letters. So it's like 400 something, 400, just around, no, okay. There are a lot of notes. Oh my goodness. And bibliography, so this is a proper appendices. Okay, 300, so it's about just over 325 pages, the book itself. So I'm very excited to dive into this at some point. At least, if not earlier, then at the latest next July for Jane Austen July. So I'm very excited about that. And then, of course, because this year is marked 250 years since Jane Austen's birth, so I bought this book, A Jane Austen Year. So it is just all sorts of pictures and stuff from her life, and so absolutely just a nice book. It was ripped when it came and looks like the package got wet, so it's a little bit warped. I'm very unhappy with Amazon. I try not to buy anything from Amazon, and this kind of tells me that I shouldn't buy anything from them because their customer service was crappy for me at this. Usually it works fine, but this time around it was not good because the package got wet. So this book and another book that I'm going to show you are damaged. The order was on the website, even though it had been delivered, it was constantly showing that it was still hadn't been delivered. It was still being shipped. And I waited and waited and waited and waited and waited and waited for them to update their system so that they could show that the order had been delivered, so that I could ask for let them know that it was damaged and see if they would give me new copies or if I should send it back, or how it works for them. But it didn't work. It didn't update. And then I think I forgot to check for a week. And then when I checked again, it was your window for a refund has closed because it was more than a month. And I tried to contact them, and it was just crap customer service. So I have a damaged book, but it's not the end of the world, but it's you can. It's very annoying because it wasn't like super expensive, but it wasn't for like cheap. And what also was very sad. So what's very good is that I got this book. I have Jane Austen here. I have all of her books except Persuasion in the Oxford, the Penguin classics. And I've been looking for Persuasion for like a couple of years. Even on the Penguin website, it wasn't available. And then it magically appeared on Amazon. So of course I ordered it when I was ordering the other things. And you can see it's also damaged. So I'm very annoyed. You can't really see it here, except a little bit there on the top. And I'm like, well, I'm not gonna order it again. It's very annoying, but I'm trying to just be grateful that I have it, even though it's a little bit. I'm not too precious with my books, but I definitely want them to look new when I buy them new. Otherwise, I would just not buy them new, right? So, a little bit frustrating for sure. But then I have some other books that I want to show you because my sister has been tidy in her storage. And there were a few books there that some of them actually belong to me that were for some reason in her storage and other that she actually gave to me. So she gave me 2 of Richard Osman's The Thursday Murder Club books. I have no idea. I think this might be number 2 and number 3, but I'm not sure. But it doesn't say, I couldn't they're in the Icelandic translation, but whatever. I'm excited that I have them. I prefer to read my English-speaking books in English, in the original language, but I think this could be a fun, easy read. So at least I'm keeping them for now, but I'm sure I will eventually. I'm probably not going to keep them, forever, but I might read them, and then if I really like them, buy them in English, but at least I have them here. And then it was really fun because there were some books there that are old books that I had basically in school. So I have Much Ado About Nothing by Shakespeare, which I read in my last year of upper secondary school. It's fun, it says here my name and my class fourth M. So upper secondary school here is 4 years, or was 4 years at that time. So this is one of my favorite plays of Shakespeare, or at least of his comedies. Yeah, I love that. So I think I'm gonna keep it. I do have, you can see it here, it's below there, the entire collection of Shakespeare. So I don't know if I'm actually gonna keep this or not, but it's fun to have and just to have the memories. And then we also had this Le Petit Prince. I used to be able to read French. I used to speak French. I studied French in upper secondary school. But you can see I don't know if you can see my note taking there, translating. But I did read this book when I was oh my goodness, a lot of notes. I read this book in my last year of upper secondary school, and I did really well in French. I've completely lost all French. Je m'appelle Bryndís is basically all I can say. But I love the fact I'm definitely going to keep that one. It's a classic, and you can find it. I could probably find it in Icelandic, definitely in English. The Little Prince by Antoine de Saint-Exupéry. If you want to read it, it's a very interesting kind of fable, I suppose. I don't know. Yeah. And then what's really fun is that she found these books. So this is Terry Pratchett's From the Discworld, The Color Magic, and The Light Fantastic. I have these in a different. Where do I have them? Oh, I don't know where I have them, but I have them in a different edition. Why can't I find them? Oh yes, here they are. actually have exactly these two books in these editions. So wish these had been like different books from the Discworld, but you know, these editions are also really cool. So we'll see if I will keep them or if I will keep the other ones. I definitely don't need two editions of the same book, but yeah, so that's really cool. And then the last book that I want to show you is really sweet. People, look at that. It's a you know, what do we call, like a cartoon book? I don't know what you call them. Illustrated book. Do you think, can you guess? Pause the video, put it in the comments what book you think this is. Yngismeyjar is the name of it. It's an American classic. Oh, you can see her name, the author. So it's Little Women. So that's really nice. I don't remember reading it, but I must have, because, you know, it's a beautiful book. So that's really nice. But yeah, so what I've been reading. This summer, I have only been rereading, basically, almost entirely. Well, for June and July, for sure. I think May as well. I can't remember what I read in May. It's like such a long time ago. But in June, I read only Agatha Christie, only the Miss Marple series. And I think I had only like 2 books left at the end of June. And I really loved it. You know, listened to them as audiobooks. It was just such a comfort read. So kind of easygoing and just really nice. I think that of the Agatha Christie book, of the Miss Marple books, my favorite is, I think I have 2 favorites. The Body in the Library, the Murder at the Vicarage and The Body in the Library are the first 2 books in the Miss Marple series, and I really enjoyed them. I think I enjoyed The Body in the Library a little bit more than the other one. But my favorite Miss Marple is A Murder is Announced. I think that one is just, I think it's a very interesting mystery, but I just feel like there is more depth to the characters than in some of the other books. So it was I think it made me cry a little bit, like, because usually I don't cry. I cry about everything. So it doesn't take a lot to make me cry when I'm reading. But usually in Agatha Christie, they are not books that make me cry. They don't necessarily have a lot of emotional depth to them. They are, entertaining mysteries and, but they're not necessarily of quality literature that makes you cry your eyes out, in my experience. But that book, A Murder is Announced, kind of did that for me. I thought it was a really good kind of build up of the characters and like the murder and the backstory. Yeah, so I really enjoyed that book. It was really good. And then in July, after I'd finished all the Miss Marples, basically I read all of the books, all of the short stories. I'm done with Agatha Christie. I've reread every single thing that she's written, and except she's written some books. She wrote some books under the name of Mary Westmacott or something like that. I didn't read those. They don't sound interesting to me. But everything else from Agatha Christie, I have now. It's taken me over a year, but I've read everything, and I'm sure I will read it all over again in a couple of years, because I really enjoyed it. And it's interesting. So 2 years ago, 2 and 3 years ago, I read Agatha Christie for the first time, and it was interesting. I absolutely fell in love with it. Love Hercule Poirot, And then when I read the Miss Marple series, I was like, I actually like Miss Marple more than Poirot or the books. This time around, I'm like, no, I don't. I like Poirot more than Miss Marple. I find that the Miss Marple books are a little bit I wouldn't. I don't want to say boring because I don't think they were boring, but they were definitely more low key than Poirot. I don't know. Maybe it's just there was just something about Poirot, and especially with Hastings, Poirot and Hastings. They're kind of I like Poirot more for sure. At least after this. So it's interesting when I read them for the third time if I will feel the same. But anyway, so after I finished Agatha Christie, I thought I should read the books that influenced Agatha Christie because her kind of role model for Poirot and Hastings are Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Watson. So I read the entire thing of Sherlock Holmes by Sir Walter Scott, Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. I read the 3 novels. Are they 3 or 4? I think I read also there are a lot of short stories. Sherlock Holmes is based, a lot of his stories are short stories. And it was really enjoyable. I really loved it. I don't remember the narrator, but it wasn't Stephen Fry. Last time I listened to the audiobook of Sherlock Holmes, it was narrated by Stephen Fry. I didn't want to get an Audible subscription because I have another audiobook app that I use, and that one is not. The Stephen Fry narration, I think, is only on Audible. So there was another guy. I will try to remember to put his name on the screen. It was really good. He was a really good audiobook narrator. He did it really well, but of course he's not Stephen Fry. Nobody can be better than Stephen Fry. I'm sorry. Like, he is just so good. So, but I really enjoyed those. I really, really enjoyed those. And I can't remember. There were a few of the short stories that were just fantastic. I mean, The Hound of the Baskerville is probably my favorite kind of the novels. I actually do enjoy Scarlet in, what's it? Something in Scarlet. And even though it becomes very weird at the midpoint and like all of a sudden you're in like Mormon, Utah or something, I actually enjoy that because I enjoy kind of history and, whatever. But yeah, the short stories were definitely more enjoyable than the novels. I also found that the other book, oh my God, I'm so bad at this. the other novel, which I will put on the screen as well, is also like Sign of 4, is also kind of like similar to Letter in Scarlet, where like something is happening and then it kind of changes midway through. It's like they're quite weird books, like structurally, but so I would recommend just the short stories, to be honest, and The Hound of the Baskervilles for sure. But yeah, so that's what I read in July. And in July or beginning of August, I actually started another reread, because it's been obviously a year of rereads for me, and that is Wolf Hall by Hilary Mantel. I read the trilogy a few years ago. I have them, and I listened to them as audiobook when I read them as well, and I did so again, because that's just what I do. And this book is so good. Oh my God. Like, it's like, I just think that her style of writing, the voice, everything about how she wrote this book is phenomenal to me. It's fantastic. It's so good. I was just like in awe of how you can write. I mean, it's so good. I definitely think that I probably enjoyed it more as well because I know the history very well. History is one of my favorite hobbies, and I read, or like I haven't been reading a lot of nonfiction lately, but I've read a lot of things about early modern England. I would say my favorite period in history is like the 15th and 1600s. Like, so the 15th and 16th centuries, like from 1400 to 1600. So in England, it would be like the Plantagenets, the War of the Roses, then the Tudors. And in like continental Europe, it's like the Habsburg Empire, then, the Holy Roman Empire, sorry, and, the Renaissance in Italy, and, that period of history of time and space is my favorite historical period. And I've read so much about it. I know so much about it. I've like watched so many documentaries and read so many historical novels and historical films, and what I can almost tell you like how many women Henry VIII would have slept with. It was probably like hundreds. But so I know the history, and I think that really helped me really kind of understand the plot better, because it does go kind of back and forth a little bit, and I feel that you kind of have to know maybe a little bit about the history to really enjoy it. And yeah, but 5 stars. This is like 7 stars. Like, this is so good. Oh my God, it's so good. And yeah, I'm definitely gonna read the other 2 of the trilogy this soon, when I'm done with the books that I'm currently reading. But oh my God, it's so good. It's so good. Very good. And then the books that I'm currently reading, I hope this video is not going to be way too long, but I finally picked this one up again, The Priory of the Orange Tree, and I'm now about halfway. And this is also very good. I really enjoy this book. It's just that I'm reading so much for my PhD at the moment that reading physically has just not been my thing. So I'm just taking it very slowly, but my plan is to finish this by the end of the year. That's kind of my goal. And it's a very long book, so I still have like 400 pages to go, but I'm only halfway. But it's a really good book. It's really good world building and just very good. 100% recommend. And if you want a big book to read, this is definitely one that I would recommend if you like fantasy, or high fantasy at least. It's really good, and I've really enjoyed there's all these different stories going, like there are like these different POVs or different storylines, and I can't wait for them to kind of merge and like for that to see how it ends, because it's very exciting, very thrilling, and very good. And then I'm also started to read The Pickwick Papers by Charles Dickens. I'm in chapter, so I'm actually in chapter 29. So, which is what? Yeah, so I'm about here. I've read about this. I'm also listening to this narration. This is really fun. This is like it's like you're watching a sketch, like comedy sketch shows, or like sitcom or something, because it's like different, like not necessarily quite every chapter, but every like chunk of the book is in like a different situation, and things are happening to the characters that is like, it's like a Seinfeld, basically. It's really funny at times, and even though there's also obviously some, societal commentary here by Dickens. But this is really good. I'm so happy that I finally picked it up, and have been really enjoying it. And I put it aside now because currently I am reading Ketabasis, I think is how you say it, which is completely by accident. Everybody, obviously, it was released at the end of August, and a lot of people are apparently reading it. Got the book and read it immediately because I think it's been on the kind of most anticipated release for many people. And I was not expecting to get it because I didn't want to buy it until it comes out in paperback. And I didn't think it would be available to me here in Iceland as an audiobook. Yeah, like so soon, but it is. So that's what I'm listening to at the moment. So put the Pickwick Papers aside to listen to these two magicians go to hell. It's a very interesting book. It's a commentary on academia. I have to say that my experience in academia as a PhD candidate, as an adjunct, lecturer at the university, is not even close to what they are describing. My experience has been 99% positive. A lot of support, a lot of kind, nice people who want you to succeed. So I'm very grateful for that. I'm definitely grateful that if my supervisor would have died, I would still have been able to finish my PhD, and I would not have to follow her probably to heaven, to be honest, because he's very nice. But yeah, so, but it's an interesting book. I'm enjoying it. I am about 1/3, I think, in. I will say that it's not as good for me as Babel, which is also by this author. I really enjoyed Babel that I read earlier this year, and I think that one sign that I can see that I'm not enjoying it as much is that I've sped up the audio. I normally don't do that. I always listen to the audiobook at 1.0 sound because I want to get the full experience, a full kind of the voice and the performance. And I find that you kind of lose that if you speed up the audio. At least that's my preference. But I've sped this up to like 1.5, so it's not grabbing me as much as I would have wanted, but it's fine. I think that we'll see. I mean, so far I'm enjoying it, definitely. And I would say that at the moment, where I am, it's probably a 4-star, but we'll see. We'll see how it progresses, and I will update you on that in the next one. And I will also tell you, probably will not have finished this one. I don't expect that, but I might have finished Pickwick Papers as well next time I see you guys, which hopefully will be in no more than a month, but we'll see. Anyway, so that's what I've been reading. I'm not doing any type of a TBR at the moment. I have like the way I always did it, and the way I did it before I started this channel, I would have a TBR in my head. Like, yeah, this is next, like maybe 3-4 books lined up. But this time around, I don't have that. I'm just mood reading. I'm just mood reading. So, which is fantastic. So I have no TBR or pile of possibilities or anything like that. I might try to read something for Shorty September, and I definitely would like to read something for October. But then again, if I don't, I don't. So you just have to stay tuned to find out. Anyway, what are you guys reading? Let me know if you read any of the books that I talked about today. And let's have a chat in the comments. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.